Hey everyone, welcome back to East Vineland, New Jersey on Kubota Farm. Yeah, it's still snowing. Still snowing pretty good here in January. I guess that's to be expected. It is January after all. Let's take a quick peek at the weather forecast. Where's my weather? Where's my weather? There it is. Looks like we've got snow all throughout today. February looks clear. Looks like in March we'll pick up some rain. April, of course, is our wool selling month. Oh, and I did finish up our grass collection. Our sheep are fully fed. They're super happy. And we have, how much grass do we have in stock now? Let's see here. We've got almost 75,000 liters in our barn for storage. I didn't put any of that grass in our bunker silo. I figured, you know what? Let's let's stash some away for the sheep for when they need to eat. So we've got this new field, field 1. I thought we should probably go ahead and get it prepped. We got it mowed, but we might as well get it prepped and ready to go for planting season. Wanted to take a quick peek at our precision farming. I don't know why our score, that bugs me. Seems like our score has gone down, and I don't really know what I have done to upset the environment. But isn't that kind of realism in and of itself? You just really never know what you've done to to make environmentalists upset, but somehow or other you always do. Um, so yeah, I'm not really sure what I've done. I've done something naughty, but it looks like we need to probably bump up our pH a little bit. It's not horrible, but it's not, I guess, spot on. We could probably lime up. We definitely are going to have to We're definitely going to have to fertilize. No question about that. So I have this. I went shopping, stopped by Fred's store there, and he had this Lizard 6M in, and I thought, you know what? I like that. I'm just not the biggest fan of the mold board plows. I just don't like. I don't like them. I don't like. I really kind of just don't like using them. Um, what would be the best way to get to that Kubota pack, I suppose? And there's our guy right there. That's what we own. Of course, we own the extension, the roller that goes off the side. Um, I don't know. Just not a fan of them. They seem like they always take more horsepower than they're worth. Seem a little overcomplicated, and I don't know. There's just something. Never been a fan of them, so I like this thing though. I guess would this be considered a chisel plow? Maybe. Either way, looks like it's got replaceable tines on there too. That's kind of nice. So when those wear out, you can just replace those. But either way, it does. It's simple, easy. I mean, easy peasy. Drag it, plow, go. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get this field plowed up. Just thinking through a little bit, if maybe it just wouldn't be worth it to grab um, our little guy here and our spreader. Actually, is that thing connected? Wait a minute. I think we've already got something over here maybe connected. Yeah, that'll work. We'll just use that. Do we have lime? We don't have anything in it right now. Okay. Let's get some lime in it, and let's lime up the field before we plow it, and we'll just get that out of the way. The snow, it's kind of funny because it actually, when you look at it kind of close every once in a while, when they come across the screen kind of close, they're kind of like clover leaf snowflake kind of looking things. They're real fluffy snowflakes, aren't they? And they're a little disoriented. They're a little disorienting. It's almost like real life, like when you're driving in a snow flurry like this, you kind of get mesmerized a little bit. I kind of feel that way a little bit even here in the game. It's kind of funny that way, but no accumulation yet, though. No accumulation. I think it's a little too warm for the snow to stick. Solid fertilizer. This is lime, right? Yeah, we've got a little bit of lime there. Not a lot, though. In fact, can I pick that up? No, I can't pick that up. Let's grab that lime that we have there. And I think we're probably going to need a little bit more than that. I don't think there's much here. Hope everybody's having a good week. Uh-oh, did I fill? Oh, man. Look how much closer I was to the lime bag. So annoying. So annoying. So much closer to the lime bag, but apparently the trigger must be off to the side of the spreader and not to the back of the spreader, I guess. Does that make sense? That must be what it is. So we'll try it again. I'll go off to the side of the line bag. There we go. Yeah, there's not much in there at all. We're going to need a little bit more probably than 124. It's hard to say too because we can use our field calculator on field 1 and it says almost 6,000 liters of lime. That being said though, I don't think that the field is in that bad a shape for lime. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. It doesn't look like it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't look to me like it's going to need, excuse me, that much lime. But what we'll do is, we always need lime. We'll always use lime. So we'll just fill it up anyways and see if we can't get. Wait, are you filling? Oh, come on, Brad. Oh, I'm so annoyed by that. So what just happened there was, I should have known better. The fertilizer bag was there. There wasn't enough lime in the spreader to force. See, I thought I had. Yeah. I'll take you through my thinking. So normally, when you've got a product in a spreader like this, what I'm trying to do is dump it out now. Normally when you've got a product in the spreader like this, and you go up to these fill stations, they won't give you a choice. They'll just continue to fill what you already had in the spreader. That's what I thought was going to happen. I have lime in the spreader. I thought it would just start filling the spreader with lime. But no, it picked up that little bag. Oh, that's nice. It picked up that little bag of fertilizer that was sitting there and then decided to fill the rest of the spreader up with fertilizer. So, not my day, apparently. Just not my day. All right, well. Good news is we always use fertilizer. We'll definitely use that. We'll definitely use lime. So one way or the other, we're going to need it. So it's not wasteful. Let's go inside and get an interior view of Blizzard farming. I think that'd be fun, actually. I would love this. I think this would be awesome to be out working in the fields with a good snowfall. I just think it'd be really cozy. You know, you got the heat on in the tractor and it's just, you got the tunes playing. Maybe you got some Christmas music going because it's getting close to Christmas season. I'd be the kind of person too that would like find a way to string Christmas lights. Oh, that's the mod we need. Tractor Christmas lights. Look how, just think how nice this Kubota would look with a nice set of big bulb Christmas lights wrapped around her. Mm-hmm. I like it. It seems like, man, I don't think I've ever seen a mod like that, but it's reminding me of a mod. I think I know what I gotta think about that. Turn the light, turn our thingies on here. We can probably scooch over a little bit, can't we? I'm just going to scooch over there because I think this field might curve a bit to the right. I'm not sure, but that's what we're going to do anyways. It was reminding me of a mod. I think there was a mod that came out in 17, I think, or something that it was for lights or something. Oh, I know what it was. It was a deal that lets you put working lights around the top, around the roof of your tractor. Maybe that was more recent than I'm thinking. And they were supposed to be kind of a universal fit. If I remember correctly, they were supposed to be kind of a universal fit, but I think I tried them out on a couple of different tractors and they worked okay, but they didn't fit perfectly, so they kind of looked a little bit janky, you know, like they just weren't sitting right. They weren't, you could tell that they weren't really designed and made for that roof shape, I guess you would say. Oh yeah. All right. I think it kind of makes more sense. I don't know. I guess for me, common sense kind of says that you would want to lime prior to plowing, excuse me, or cultivating so that you work the lime into the soil. A lot of times I seem to find myself forgetting to do that, um, and I lime after I have plowed, and it always seems a bit odd to me. Like it just seems like the more proper way, I guess, would be to lime prior to working the soil. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's actually not how farmers actually do it. Not real sure. So I see they announced the year 2 season pass. Yeah, year 2 season pass. I was checking that out. I actually might do that. I didn't do season 1 pass, um, which, you know, in hindsight, I should have. It would have saved me money. I purchased every one of the DLCs. And if you just plan on buying all of the DLCs regardless, it's just laying out that $40 up front. You know, that's a little bit more painful because it's like you're buying the game all over again. Because wasn't the game $40 when it was initially released? I honestly don't remember. I think I found it on discount on G2A. If you're not familiar, by the way, with G2A.com, it's a pretty cool site. Very, very cool site. G is in George, the number 2, and A is in Alfred, I guess. So G2A.com. And basically, it's just a site where people sell legitimate. It's all legal. It's not some weird, you know, foreign business site where you're gonna end up, you know, it's not weird. It's all legit, good stuff. And what they do is you can buy licenses. I think it focuses a lot on Steam, and well, that's kind of no, it doesn't. It actually has a bunch of console licenses too. Um, but a lot of good prices on there. Sometimes not so good. Sometimes the prices are actually not as good as the sale that might be going on Steam. But always worth checking out, I think. Worth the time doing it. I hope I don't have create fields on. No, I don't. Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, very simple plow. It fell right into our horsepower requirements here on the farm. In fact, if I show you, what did we go to? I always do this backwards here. Owned vehicles or owned items. Where's our plows? Plows. Sprayers, power disc, cultivators, tedders, plows. The Lizard 6M, of course, I think it was $8 grand. I think it is under plows too. Yeah, sometimes you'll find these things under harrows or something. But very simple design, like I said. And they didn't have Kubota orange, but when they don't, I always go with this. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Is it Schoten? Skoten? Orange? It's not quite the same, but it's kind of close. So 8 grand for that. And I would say we could probably sell. Man, wow, yeah. We could sell our current. Boy, I didn't know that was that much. We could actually cash in on that, make some money. Might save it though. In fact, we could double plow this, couldn't we? We could get another tractor going on this thing and maybe get it done a little bit faster. That might actually come in handy when we start plowing some of these bigger fields. So maybe not worth it. Maybe actually buying a second one of these. That would be the smart thing to do, wouldn't it? I just so much prefer these basic plows. They're just straightforward, easy peasy. You don't have to turn them, you know, every time. You don't have to, you know, not deal with all that nonsense. They're just easy going. Hired help seems to do pretty well with them. In fact, what we can do, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that. We're going to hire up for this. And we should have, actually, I should have just brought our other one back, shouldn't I? What is this, our 6? Is this our 7? Let's take our 7 back to the farm. Let's actually buy another one of those plows. Why don't we do that? Let's buy another one of those plows. They're not expensive. Where am I? Where am I going? Where am I going? What are you doing, Brad? What are you doing, Brad? There you go. That threw me off there. I don't know why. I was like discombobulated. I'm telling you, the snow does it to me. It discombobulates me. There's a lot of words I remember my parents using, and I think more in particular my dad. Nah, my mom was from Kentucky. She used some weird words too. But they used words that they didn't make any sense. They're just like made up. Look how complicated this thing is. To me, that's just complicated. There's so much on here that can break. I mean, you've got pumps and belts and hoses and springs and gadgets. Now, granted, it's got to be infinitely more adjustable than the simple plow that we're using now, but still, goodness gracious. Let's go ahead and fix it. Oh, let's, man, 8 grand. Okay, so our sale price is 25. We'll just say 25.5. Wow, yeah, that bumped it up pretty good. We put 8 grand pretty much in paint, and we gained almost 9. So it does pay off to paint and repair before you sell. Goodbye, see ya, peace. I am not really going to miss that thing if I'm being honest with you. And let's have another one delivered. We can have it delivered right here, actually, I would say. And let's just buy a second one. I actually kind of forget what the horsepower requirement was. Yeah, 180. So our M7 actually, I think, will do a good job with that. Are we doing both orange? Are we gonna go crazy and do a different color? Please. Don't. Surely you jest that we would do it in a different color. Yeah, alright, good stuff. Let's drop our spreader off. Oh yeah, going back to the just the weird terms and I mean, like, Jiminy Christmas, you know, and they never swore. I And I can say this, and with complete honesty, I have never heard either one of my parents swear. And if they were going to, trust me, I would have known because I would have made them. I was the youngest, and I was the one that could make them swear if somebody was going to. Not only did they never use any cursing, but not even words that remotely suggested foul language. Nothing, just nothing. You know, I think the closest thing I ever heard them swearing, heard them Jiminy Christmas. I think I on a couple family outings, I'm pretty sure I heard my dad say Jiminy Crack Corn. I think I'll have to think about some of the other stuff that that was used, some of the other language that was used. But needless to say, yeah, I don't know. I just kind of weird. Kind of weird. Odd. Because all the parents, well, maybe not all of them, but I would say most of my high school, we'll say high school, maybe even junior high, or middle school, I guess, depending on what part of the country or where you're from. When I was growing up, we always called it junior high. And then somewhere along the line, I heard people start calling it middle school, and I'm like, I don't know what middle school was that, you know. But junior high for us, when I was growing up, at least when I went to school, was 7th, 8th, and 9th. So you didn't go to high school until you were a sophomore. And honestly, I'm not so sure that's so bad, because it kind of, when you get to high school, then you're just that little bit older and maybe able to deal with, you know, the difference in ages for seniors and stuff a little bit easier. I don't know. And I don't know if that was just because of the size of the school district and stuff that I was in, but it seemed like, or the state, this was in Minnesota. I seem to remember, I think it might have been statewide. I'm sure in very small communities it was different, depending on the community you lived in, maybe the size of the community and stuff. But yeah. But I never heard my parents swear. I would hear my friends' parents. Just looking at the flexing on this thing to see if it really does much. It doesn't really look like it really moves a whole lot, does it? It's got some flex with the ground that way. Maybe it is teetering a little bit left and right. But I would hear my friends' parents. In fact, wow, man, yeah, wow. I I had a I don't know if you've ever seen that movie, A Christmas Story. Probably have. Pretty popular Christmas movie. And you know how he talks about how his dad is an artist with the use of cursing. You know, like a, what does he say? Like some artists use paint and stuff like that. His dad uses vulgarity or cursing as his medium. I actually knew. I actually had a buddy whose dad was very much like that, and of course it was hilarious at the time. You know, I mean, it was just one of those things that we found exceptionally funny, especially when, you know, he was working in the garage or something like that. And I mean, little things would set this guy off. I mean, if a light would go out and an F-bomb, easy, at minimal F-bomb, one F-bomb, you know. You know how when you use those work lights and they kind of have a cage around them, and they get really, really hot. Maybe they're the halogen. I wouldn't, no. Just a regular condensate, I guess. Is that what you call them? Anyways, the normal old school light bulbs that get super hot. And if you just, I mean, one drop of water on there, right? They just explode. And and I remember that happening one time. He was in the winter. He was out there working on the car, and that happened. And he rattled off words. I thought I'd heard them all, because when you're that age, when you're junior, when you're 13, 14 years old, you're wanting to learn all of them. You want to know them all. One way or the other, you're going to learn them all. And I think he taught us a few that day, and it's not just the word, it's the order that you use them sometimes that brings a whole new meaning and definition. And I don't want to go into examples, but think about it. I mean, you got a lot of swear words to work with, and it's kind of like a crossword puzzle where you can make them fit different ways. And he had his master's degree in being able to change the order of, I would say, the commonly known order of certain swear words or certain swear phrases that would bring a whole new uniqueness to them. And wow, we got a kick out of that. I mean, that was one of my favorite things going over to my buddy's house was listening to his dad. And he was the nicest guy. That's the thing, is he was the nicest guy. I never remember him ever yelling at us or getting on us about anything. I mean, he was just a very dry sense of humor, but a really nice guy. Unfortunately, it wasn't too long ago that he passed away, but just a super guy, super guy. But yeah, my parents, I mean, and I don't know how they managed that, because 4 kids, at some point or another, one of them's going to make you say something you don't want to. But yeah, it's just crazy. And it wasn't just, never swear in front of us. It was like I never heard them swear when they didn't know I was listening. It was just not there, not happening. Just not happening. I probably made up for that, though, when I was in during my high school years. I'm quite certain I made up for our family's lack of cursing. All right, let's have a little fight to the end here. We'll see who gives up first, the hired helper or us. He's got the M8, we've got the 7. Let's just see what happens. I don't think he'll stop. I think he'll... Alright, I'm just going to turn off my cruise. I don't think he'll stop. I think he'll just run right into us and say, you know what? Yeah, he's not going to stop. I'll just get out of your way, buddy. Thanks for playing. just didn't know I was there, evidently. Or didn't care. Maybe the snow was blinding him. Well, we'll finish this strip up. And he's struggling a little bit on this hill. I did mess around a little bit off camera when I was looking at this particular plow. I did a little messing around with the M8 down there. I think that's our M8 down there. And actually, I forgot to do that before I kicked him off. I was testing our M8 with this plow, and I was getting like 5 miles an hour. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna try throwing dualies on there on the front and back. You know, the big wide tire dualies. We can turn this off. We can turn that off. Let's just take a quick peek. I think our hired helper did a pretty good job here. Looks to me like, let's see if we can. Didn't want to finish down there though. What is that over there? You see that? Those lines over there? That's part of the GPS mod. Now they disappeared. How funny. Let me see if I turn GPS mod off. Yeah. Weird. Did a little testing and I put the dualies back on it. And I actually got what appeared to be a half to a mile an hour more. In particular, up that slope is where I was testing. So I think there is something to be said about tire tread and grip to an extent. Either that or it was just, you know, happenstance or whatever, you know. But it seemed like it definitely made a skosh bit of difference. There's that word, a skosh of difference. Now, why wouldn't you finish this little bit right here? And we've even got one of those RTK, is that what they're called? Those RTK stations that are supposed to improve your hired helpers' work or whatever. Yeah, I don't think so. Like, why not finish that off? I don't get that. Just taking a quick peek around. I think we did this side, so it should be okay. Even though I have been known to miss some myself, so. Man, it's really coming down, isn't it? It's really coming down. Looking good. So I think what we'll do, though, is once we get, at least the plan is, once we get this canola field harvested, we're just going to come over here and we're going to start here. And we are going to plow and plow this right through. And this is going to be one big happy field. One big long happy field. And we're going to plant corn. That's the plan, at least. All the way down yonder to down yonder. All corn. And we're going to take it over to our grain mill plus. At least that's kind of what I'm thinking we'll do, is take it over to our production facility that we're leasing right now. Put the corn in there. Get some cracked corn out of it. And see what the next chain is. I guess I could have used the follow me, but no biggie. See what our next chain is in that whole production line. I don't know if cracked corn just gets sold or if it has another place to go. I'm imagining it probably does, but we'll see. I know our chickens want cracked corn, so we can set aside some cracked corn for them as well. So we're adding to our tools. Kind of nice. I mean, kind of nice to be able to pick up a few things along the way and have a few more implements to work with. And I definitely prefer this little plow here. And here you go, Tin Man. I guess I didn't really need to lower that one before I dumped it off, but why not, right? Actually, let's just check real quick. 85 bucks for an oil change. $35,000 for new paint. That ain't gonna happen. You all know how I feel about that nonsense. I think we can use this guy right here for wool. I don't know how much it's gonna hold though. I'm a little bit oh no, we don't need to use him. Da 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 da. Isn't that a song? Da 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 da. Well, that's my song. Da 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 da. We've got this guy. That's what we'll use for our wool. What else do we have here? Okay, so we've got some poplar. We've got some silage additive. And I think we're good for this episode. Actually, we could... I was going to say we could fertilize, but let's wait till we plant. Yeah, let's wait till we plant. And I think corn is the crop, right, that uses up a lot of pH, that soaks up the pH in the soil. So if I remember correctly, it's corn um, that does that. So I think once we plant corn, our pH levels are much better now in there. Our nitrogen's way off, but we'll put down more nitrogen once we plant corn in there. That looks a little bit wonky, doesn't it? pH looks good. Did I not fertilize that? Maybe I didn't. Did I not fertilize our lawn? I think we should check on that. Let's do that real quick. There's our spreader. Come on, where's a stinking tractor when you need it? There we go. You'll work, little guy. Maybe I didn't. I thought I did. Every time I launch this game, this save map, I immediately, like, the first thing I look at is, are the fields still what they're supposed to be? You know, now I'm just like Mr. Paranoid about that. And that's the first thing I look at. Is our poplar still there? Is our canola still there? All right, let's dump this lime out. And let's grab some fertilizer. What's okay. I'm sitting there waiting for like a bag to disappear, and it's not. Think we can do one more? I think that's all we'll need. If these are full bags, that'll give us 3,000. Let's start with that and see how far that gets us. I thought I fertilized this here property, but apparently and evidently not, according to what Precision Farming is saying. And we are going to kick up our GPS again, because it's always hard to see, at least for me. And we need to scooch this way, way over. Keep going. Go way over. Way over. Keep going. I think that'll work. Let's get lined up here. I think I went a little too far that time, but it'll be alright. We can scooch it over just a little bit more that way. Alright, let's get some fertilizer going. Let's see what she says here. I did fertilize this. I'm not seeing it use anything. Stop there for a second, buddy. Put the brakes on. Wow, I don't know what's going on. Nitrogen level. They're fine. What was I looking at then? Right? pH is in the green. That's good. That just seems like it should be more green, I would think, right? Like it's not showing the right color for nitrogen. But maybe that's for grass. I don't know. All right. So we did fertilize it. I thought we did because I remember when I fertilized and limed this thing up, I was having a problem over here in this corner, and I didn't realize that we had to buy soil samples for, we had missing soil samples over there. So, odd. All right. Well, whatever. Whatevs. Like my kid would say, whatevs. Because that always goes a long ways, Whatevs. Yeah. I got whatevs for you. That was another famous thing. I'm sure you guys have had parents that have said that too, where they do the, I'll stop crying or I'll give you something to cry about. It's like, why would you say that? I'm already miserable. I'm crying for a reason, and now you're telling me that you're gonna beat me to to make me cry more. I'm obviously sad. I just I love my parents. Trust me. Don't get me wrong. My parents were amazing, amazing people, and I would never be able to even come close to paying them back for everything that they did for me. But I never. But there are things that are still a mystery to me. So, what are you gonna do? I think that's gonna do it actually for this episode of Kubota Farm. I'm always trying to look for one more thing because I hate saying goodbye. But honestly, I do hate saying goodbye. But I think oh, here comes Sean. Hey, buddy, coming over to say hi to us. Sean is awesome. Sean, you're Sean. I know you're Sean. You're the best, dude. It'd be cool too if Giants would make the sheep look different, like during shearing. Like how sheep look goofy after they get all the wool sheared off of them. I remember watching. I don't know if any of you have watched Dirty Jobs. You probably have. Amazing show with Mike Rowe. He did some sheep shearing and stuff, and that area of the wool back in this area. Man, they even have that. Actually, they've got that pretty good. The little poop stains back there. Nasty. Yeah, very nasty. You get the Klingons going on back there. Not the Star Trek Klingons either. Oh, man. See, this is when I start losing it, and I'm sure I lose my audience here. You're already checked out watching another video. It would... Yeah, I'm sure at this point you're just like, okay, this guy's done. He's lost his mind. But hey, everyone, thanks again for joining me here on Kubota Farm. It's, as always, it's a lot of fun. At least for me it is. I hope it... Not sure if it is for you or not, but hopefully it is. Leave a like if it is. There you go. Subscribe if you feel like it. Maybe flip a coin. Call it in the air. If it's heads, pick one, heads or tails. If you get it right, I guess you can decide if that's a win or a loss, and whether that's a subscribe or not. Maybe that's the way to do it. Otherwise, I'll probably see you this weekend. I kind of have plans to do some more Silver Run, so I'll probably see y'all this weekend, maybe on Silver Run. Maybe we'll do a little bit more Kubotaing. Kind of want to keep this farm moving along. We're not going to be in East Vineland forever. You didn't hear that, Sean. We'll always be here for you, buddy. And but yeah, we're just going to keep this map chugging along and get as far as we can on it before it's time to move on. Speaking of, there's a little bit of discussion on the next big map from Giants already. That's kind of curious. And some new crops. And it looks like maybe carrots are going to be coming to Farming Simulator. I don't know if that excites you or not. I'm not particularly, thrilled by it. But at the same time, it's always nice to have a new crop. And I think carrots is a great choice because I think that uses it uses more specific hardware. I think it uses more specific things for planting and harvesting, and I think that would always be. It's always cool to see new stuff, new implements coming into the game too. So, all right, everyone, enough for me. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks again. Take care of yourselves. More importantly, let's take care of each other, and I will see you guys real soon. Bye for now.